Miles Randolph was a ruthless cheapskate who loathed everyone in the town of Pinewood Lane. A miserly outsider, Mr. Randolph only left his mansion to run his toy factory, Randolph Toys Incorporated, which was the largest producer of toys in the world. Miles spent his life amassing his fortune and churning out hate, grief, and gloom to all who crossed his path. Nobody blinked an eye when Miles Randolph's body was found this morning by the staff of his estate. The crime scene was made to appear as if he died from natural causes, but the clever homicide detectives of Pinewood Landing caught on to the rumors. The question is not if he was murdered, but rather who could have pulled off such a crime. Is the killer an employee of the toy factory, a family member, the butler, or might it be one of the many colleagues he has wronged in the past? The Pinewood Landing detectives have asked for your help to solve the case. Further instructions will be sent to you for the exact time and place that you will meet with the team who are assigned to solve this case. You should be aware everyone assigned to delve into the case was associated with Miles Randolph, as he had numerous ties to many networks around the world. It would be dangerous for you not to attend, as the others might consider your absence a confession. This is where your story begins.
So, as we heard, Miles Randolph was murdered, and one of you did it. I am determined that I'm going to figure out who did it. As the leading detective in Pines in the city, it's my duty to find out which one of you low life people, you low life scuzzbug, you piece of garbage person took the life of Miles Randolph. All of you are suspects, so none of you are innocent. Each of you had a reason to kill Miles. But since you all claim you don't know each other, I'm going to ask you to introduce yourselves. I'll start off with Miles' trusted driver.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Rogue Metz. I have been a faithful driver for Miles Randolph for 5 years. I am married, have a baby girl, 6 months old, and I recently had to have my parents move away because their jobs got shut down. So I'm a little sad that they don't get to see their granddaughter. But I'm very faithful to Mr. Randolph, was with him every day. And I certainly didn't do it.
Likely story. Likely story. How about you, Hartley High? Hartley Hyde is silent. We're waiting for Hartley Hyde to speak. Hartley Hyde has decided not to say anything. So now we're going to go to Audie Lovejoy. Audie, introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. I'm Audie Lovejoy. I'm a chiropractor, and I am a neighbor of Dr. Miles Randolph. We've been neighbors for a while, and we have had many disputes over time. So I'm not surprised to see his demise.
Are chiropractors real doctors? I mean, they're in the mall. I mean, you call yourself doctor, but I mean, really? I mean, they don't go to medical school or anything. I mean, what do they do? Basically manipulations. I mean, come on.
Well, we can't crack backs if that's what you're asking. And
Yeah,
we
but
get paid good money to do so.
But you're not a doctor. You're just a backcracker. I mean, that's pretty much what you are.
Many have the title of a doctor and we question it. I'm just part of that group.
Mm-mm-mm.
My name is Hartley Hines. Miles was my cousin. I am the youngest of three boys, which are 1 year apart from each other. Um, I'm an humanitarian who organized with receiving pay such as Quince Jones Blindness Foundation, Safe Water, people against parasites, people against mistreatment of animals, and more. And I fought for these rights. Uh, and I'm be honest with you, I'm not happy about Miles' decision not to give raises to the hardworking employees of the factory for 5 years in a row. Um, and he did file a restraining order on me um, to keep me out of the presidential suite of his company. Um, and he even threatened to terminate all my employees, but yeah, it wasn't enough to kill him.
Y'all got some likely stories. Brighton, Bixby. Brighton, Brighton, Brighton. Brighton, we can't hear you.
Here I am. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm 54 years old. I have a bachelor's degree in psychology. I went to the University of Oklahoma and then got a master's degree in forensics psychology. Smart, right? I'm very ambitious. Hold on. I knew him growing up, as Miles was good friends with my older brother. Let me see here. A year before Miles even aspired to open Randall's Toys, Brighton, or myself and Miles, designed a stuffed toy that had plastic pieces inside, resembling organs that can be removed and put back like a puzzle to teach kids anatomy. It's called Full of Guts Doll, a toy, a toy that Miles filed a trademark and patent on behind my back, not giving any credit to me. The toy is sold all over the world till this day. And Miles refused to acknowledge that not only was the toy my original idea, but also had a heavy hand in the design and manufacturing of the phototype. I stopped speaking to Miles Randall upon finding the toy in a toy store a couple of years after Randall Toys was operational.
Oh, Brighton. Mm-mm-mm. Our next suspect. Jingle, jingle, jingle all the way. Introduce yourself to the group.
I don't appreciate the tone in your voice because it's making me sound like I'm a crook. Hold on, I need coffee. My name is Eben Jingle. I am 40 years old, no kids, never married, 2 cats that I don't really like. I am married to my work. I am an attorney. I don't lose cases. I outwork everyone. And I, unlike these other losers in this group, am the one who cared the most about Miles. I was his confidant. He didn't trust anyone else. And let me just say this before anyone thinks it, I didn't kill the guy. He was half of my business. If I kill him, I'm killing half my business because all I care about is the bag anyway. In fact, there was an impending case against one of you, and had Miles not been murdered, that case would have gone through and I would have won. But that's all I have to say right now.
Sade Hitchcock. Same last name as Alfred, but you didn't direct any great movies.
Oh my God.
Shade, introduce yourself.
Yes, my name is Shade Hitchcock. My mother worked for Mr. Randolph quite a few years ago. And after a long run of managing the local movie house, which I did very well despite the unruly nature of the town, when Mr. Randolph's former butler passed away, my mother suggested me to him. It worked well, and I have been running the mansion as a well-oiled machine since. I do believe I am the most valuable employee there, and I would like him to hire some more staff because I am getting a little tired of these long work hours, 7 days a week. But that is all I have to say, except that I am very saddened that my employment is now ended with the life of Mr. Randolph.
Seems to me with his death, that gives you more time to pursue your hobbies. As detective, the smartest detective, the greatest detective, the only detective that ever matters, I'm now instructing you all to go to round 1 materials. You will now each try to figure out which one of the other ones did it. Was it you? Are you putting blame on someone else to cover your own tracks? Who do you think did it? Anybody can speak.
Willie Shoot.
Yes, I'm Detective Willie Shoot. Thank you very much.
No, you asked who did it.
Willie Shoot is not a suspect, as Willie Shoot is with the police department and would never dishonor the badge by killing someone. Never, ever would Willie Shoot ever commit such a heinous, atrocious crime. But one of you would, one of you did.
I'm half reading by my biology, and I think I did it.
If you think you did it, why would you say yourself when you should be saying someone else?
Hey, you got to prove it, but still, I'm just like, dude, you got everything to gain from this, William.
That's a confession.
Oh, we got a confession coming.
You still got to prove it, but man.
Yeah, it's over. You found the person. He said
no, we didn't quite, not yet. So Jingle says Evan says she has a confession.
Hey.
No, he confessed. That should be the end of it. Because I know I didn't do it. All I know is that someone served poor Miles tea.
Shade did it.
That poisoned him. And my feeling is that the only one who would serve him tea is Shady Hitchcock.
Speaking of
Shade did it.
I will have you know, the master had his dinner at 5, his cinnamon tea at 7, and at that point I retired. The coroner said he did not die until 10.
And
They gave you enough time.
That man should die for just having cinnamon tea.
The forensic report is coming next. And the forensic report that I've prepared will explain how this all happened, because some of your guesses, either you're extremely stupid or
Why do
Insult.
we have to be stupid? I
Oh,
do
yeah.
not appreciate that.
or you're
I
a
feel
genius,
insulted.
or
I'm just a neighbor. You
or
would know if I'm
I will
stupid
sue
or
you,
not.
Willie Shoot.
you're throwing shade, or
Under the bus.
yes,
There is shade under the bus, so that's fine.
I don't care what I don't care what your title name is, Willie. You're Willie from me from this point on through the rest of this game, Willie. Now what you gonna do, Willie?
Billy is going to share the forensic report, which
Okay, Willie.
somehow Hartley knew. How did Hartley start asking questions about things that he did not know? But we shall read the forensic report. And I am the one that has prepared the forensic report. I have dusted for fingerprints on the box of the tea bags. The tea bag used to make the poisonous cinnamon tea, the teapot, and the teacup on the victim's bed table. This is what I found. There were no fingerprints on the tea bag. The box was wiped clean. But say Hitchcock had fingerprints on both the tea bag and the teacup.
Mhm.
And Miles's fingerprints were only on the teacup. I have dusted fingerprints all over the mansion and didn't find any fingerprints that were to be found to be unusual. The autopsy states that the cause of death was a lethal dose of that word right there from Autumn Corolla's bug. The victim died at 10 p.m. last night with nothing found on his stomach. I also found the substance residue in the victim's stomach, the teapot, the teacup that was on the victim's bedside. Our team found a purchase order of the newly planted autumn crocus, among other flowers and ornamentals, in the flower beds of Randolph Toys Incorporated, but no autumn crocus plants at the Randolph estate. More than half of the autumn crocus plants were unearthed and removed from the flower beds at the toy factory within 48 hours. One of you all knew what you were doing.
Well, see, that right there proves it. I've never been to the toy factory. So there's no way I would have gotten those flowers to do that. Somebody obviously planted it in the tea.
You did.
People, you all have motives. I mean, if you just would look on your reports that I prepared, you'll see your motive. Each of you clearly had some sort of motive. And I'm gonna figure this out. I think I know who did it.
Well, I drink coffee and wouldn't touch a tea box.
Likely story. Just likely.
Well,
So
I do believe I should be paid more than the driver, but that's hardly a case for murder.
So you will all need a sheet of paper to play this verse to decipher who killed Miles. You'll need a sheet of paper to decipher who killed Miles, and I'll share my screen just so you'll know where I'm doing at. So as soon as I bring my screen up for you all to see, hopefully you're getting your sheets of paper together because you will definitely need them.
At least the driver has skills.
Well, sometimes the ones that are the quietest.
Yeah. Oh, Odie, lovely Joy.
I smell murder and I smell a lawsuit. If
I'm
anyone's
just
feelings have been
a
hurt during this
neighbor.
process, I will represent
I'm
you in
just
case.
a neighbor, and
But you
I
do,
wouldn't do
I mean, you're his
anything
neighbor.
like that.
You could have just
Anything like
leaped right
that.
in here, planted the coffee, framed.
No, I would not do that.
Hello, this is Tracy, and I want to let you know that the video that you just watched is just a snippet. And to see the whole wonderful episode, you need to be a Patreon. The link to be a Patreon is in the description section. Please check it out and please support. We need as much support as possible. Remember, you can always subscribe to our page and be notified when we get new videos. But if you want to see the whole video in its entirety, unedited, just off the cuff, no filters, no anything, be a Patreon. You can start as low as just $1 per month or $5 per month. We'll start to have polls. Sometimes I'll drop into the Patreon once we get a couple more members. But again, I just want to encourage you to support us on the Patreon. The link is in the description, and have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.